बीच में पूर्व मुख्यमंत्री आदरणीय वसुंधरा राजे जी सिंधिया और हमारे कानून मंत्री अर्जुन राम जी मेघवाल पधार चुके हैं। आपका जोरदार स्वागत है भाई, स्वागत है, स्वागत है भाई, स्वागत है, बहनों द्वारा स्वागत है। मोदी मोदी मोदी, रुकना नहीं चाहिए नारा। ये मेवाड़ की धरती है, ये सांवरिया सेठ और मेवाड़ की धरती है, ये वीरों की धरती है। इस मोदी मोदी, स्वागत है भाई, स्वागत है, स्वागत है भाई, स्वागत है, स्वागत है भाई, स्वागत है। आगे पीछे चारों तरफ से स्वागत है भाई, स्वागत है, स्वागत है भाई, स्वागत है।
Let's go over to my colleague Payal to understand more about what's taking place right now in Chittorgarh. Chittorgarh, just a few moments after hearing the Prime Minister speak, in a speech where it said Rajasthan's development is the biggest priority for the Union government. Rajasthan obviously headed into elections in just a few months from now. The Prime Minister in a procession right now in Chittorgarh. Could you give our audiences context, please, Payal?
Well, the Prime Minister is in Chittorgarh today as part of the BJP's campaigning, and you can see, CP Joshi there, BJP's Rajasthan president, cheering the crowd on, welcoming Prime Minister Narendra Modi to Rajasthan yet another time. It's a very, very important state as far as the fortune of the BJP is concerned, given the fact that this is where Congress rules state, and the BJP has been going hammer and tongs against the Gehlot government for the failure to control law and order situation and the violence against women as well. So you can expect a lot of, a series of attacks on that government, at least from the Prime Minister when he speaks a bit from now. But these impromptu roadshows have become the order of the day. We saw that in Madhya Pradesh, we saw that in Chhattisgarh, we saw that in a lot of other places as well. So obviously the Prime Minister being made welcome over there. He's, remember, BJP's biggest star campaigner. He's been BJP's relentless voice from Parliament to Panchayat, all kind of elections. The Prime Minister has been out and about, campaigning for his party, taking to people the governance, the good governance that the government has been able to execute over the last 9 years, and bringing in the principle of the double-engine sarkar that he's been speaking about as well. So, with Rajasthan having a peculiar history of having elected one government and never electing it again the next term, and seeing a change of fortune as far as the government is concerned, the BJP certainly will be hoping that this time around this is their chance, given the fact that Ashok Gehlot's government will complete 5 years now. So a lot at stake as far as the BJP is concerned, with the fact that in the upcoming few months you will also have the Lok Sabha elections, and normally state assembly elections do have a bearing on the national elections, even though everybody in the BJP will tell you, Toya, that it is Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his brand that actually helps a lot of candidates, even average candidates, sail through in the Lok Sabha. But if you do not have states to govern, it's very difficult to implement a lot of central decisions also. And also the fact that, the assembly is where the numbers come from to give you the numbers of the Rajya Sabha. So nobody wants to take any election lightly, leave aside the BJP, which is constantly in an election mode.
Okay. Payal, if we could just tell our audiences more now about the Rajasthan and the BJP story there over the last few months. There has been a lack of clarity about who the Rajasthan BJP is going to have leading their campaigns regionally, because the assembly elections are obviously right around the corner. Vasundhara Raje, some reports have said, is disgruntled. At the same time, it's clear that Prime Minister Modi's popularity remains high. Can you bring us more context there?
So the BJP does not have a habit of announcing names. It is actually a myth in the public that the BJP has not announced A, B or C names. The BJP does not generally announce the CM candidate before the election. It is a procedure by which the parliamentary board finally takes a sense from the assembly and then decides on the names as well. But where you have a chief minister who's sitting, that is, it's very natural that you contest in the elections in their name. But like a situation like Rajasthan or probably Chhattisgarh, you don't have that option as well. But yes, the BJP has tried to ally a lot of differences between the state leadership and the central leadership, and the state leadership itself as well. The fact that there have been some people, including Vasundhara Raje, who've been at loggerheads with each other, Rajendra Rathod, Vasundhara Raje amongst the others as well. The BJP has tried its best to allay those situations as well. And that's one of the reasons from time to time there are key important meetings that take place. Last week also you saw a meeting take place of all the leaders in the presence of Union Home Minister Amit Shah and BJP's National President JP Nadda, who actually told them how to go about in the coming few months, because the goal of the party has to be very simple, and that is to overthrow the Ashok Gehlot-led government as well. So obviously the misrulings of the government, scams that have been in place, the action against women, the criminality against women, which has been our order of the day, is what the BJP is likely to focus on. That's going to be very important because, that's going to be, like I said, the precursor before the big finale, which is the 2024 Assembly election.
Can you tell our audiences, Payal, about the Chittorgarh region that the Prime Minister is in right now? Can you just tell us? I'm asking you because we've seen the Prime Minister unveil a slew of projects. We'll get to that in just a second. First, if you could just tell us more about the region. All right, we'll try to re-establish that connection with my colleague Payal. The Prime Minister unveiling 7,000 crores worth of development projects in the area of Chittorgarh today. Let's take a look at what those projects are. Number one, a 4,500 crore Mehsana to Gurdaspur gas pipeline. Number two, the Hindustan Petroleum Corporation's Limited's LPG plant in Abu Road. Number three, several railway projects are going to be inaugurated today, tourism facilities, and number five, a permanent campus of the Indian Institute of Information Technology in Kota. We're also reportedly going to see a new four-lane road on the National Highway 12, constructed at about 1,480 crores. So this is just the projects we're going to see unveiled in Rajasthan. Later in the day, we'll also see projects worth a larger amount, 19,000 crores unveiled in Madhya Pradesh. We'll look to connect once again with a colleague to understand more about these projects. Remember, the major push we're seeing, if you just take a look at these five projects that we've discussed today, there's an emphasis obviously on infrastructure and an emphasis to some degree also on education with the opening of the Indian Institute of Information Technology. Rajasthan is obviously due for elections very soon. There is an incumbent Congress government led by the Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot. Now, Ashok Gehlot's term has been marred to some degree with political back and forths between him, the Chief Minister, and the former Deputy Chief Minister, Sachin Pilot. But very, very similar to the situation in the Rajasthan Congress is the situation in the Rajasthan BJP, with various leaders pulling poles apart in the Rajasthan BJP. Now let's go back to my colleague Payal. We were asking her a little bit about Rajasthan's Chittorgarh region, where we see the Prime Minister. Payal, over the last week, we've seen the Prime Minister address rallies in Rajasthan. Today he's in Chittorgarh. Could you tell us more about the significance of the region itself, please?
Well, Chittorgarh is a very, very important region. That's where the state president, Mr. C.P. Joshi, comes in from. And like you were mentioning to her just a short while ago, that there is a lot of infighting within the BJP. And that is one of the reasons Satish Pune, who was not able to get everybody along together. C.P. Joshi, a sitting member of parliament from the Lok Sabha from Chittorgarh, was asked to take the responsibility head on. He said to be somebody who is very, very calm, composed, and somebody who takes everybody along together and does not have any bias towards one caste, because castes are extremely dominant in Rajasthan as well. Jat leadership is extremely dominant in Rajasthan as well, as Vasundhara Raje well being a Jat. So that is something that the BJP will be looking at. But this is C.P. Joshi's bastion. It is his chance to welcome the Prime Minister to his region. And the BJP will be eyeing the seats around it. And that's the reason that the whole idea of having some sitting members of parliament contest is very simple. That they want what happens to her generally is that when a sitting member of parliament contests, he has an influence over several assembly seats which come under his Lok Sabha seat. So that's what the BJP feels will be key in helping them, secure more seats. And that was an experiment which was very successful in a small place like Tripura, where Pratima Bhaumik was asked to contest, out of the blue in the assembly election, even though she is a Lok Sabha member and also sitting minister in the Modi government. But she was able to win that left bastion and score a lot of seats around that region as well. So obviously that's the idea that the BJP is really putting forth. We're given to understand quite a few central ministers from Rajasthan, and in fact quite a few MPs, sitting MPs will also be asked to contest.